It's no secret that our physical surroundings affect our happiness. Paul and Anthony sold their house to cruise the waterways of northwest England full-time. Is it cheaper than living in a house, and why did they make such a radical change?
We sort of got trapped in this sort of rat race of let's buy a house, pay the mortgage off, so what else could we do to enhance our lives, I guess?
We used to hire a small boat every year for about 13 years, and just for the day, and we walked the dog along the canal, bumped into a lady who said she'd sold a house and bought a boat, and it's the best thing she'd ever done. And we thought, oh wow, this is something that we could maybe really seriously think about. I think you get to an age in your life where you realise what is important in life. We had friends and family that were passing away. We thought, this life isn't a dress rehearsal. We need a bit of adventure in our lives. Let's just do it, do something different. Well, welcome. This is our narrowboat. It's 60 feet long, it's 6'10" wide, and it's just over a year old. The boat is called Morning Star. You step from the stern straight into the galley, which is the best layout, we think, for us. And then you step into what is known as the dinette on a boat, because we can sit and have friends round, we can play cards, and this also converts into a double bed for guests. And then you step into what is known as our living area, or on a boat is called a saloon. And then we've got an L-shaped sofa that converts into a bed for guests. We've got our old TV from the house and a sound bar, because we love to settle down in the evening and watch a film. We've got quite a compact bathroom, but it's got a full-size shower, we've got a really nice basin and a compost toilet. Into the bedroom, which you may think is really small, but it's bigger than what we had on our last narrowboat. And we've got a bed that folds into a small double-sized bed, but it does pull out into a king-size bed, and it's quite easy to set up. And that's it, just takes seconds.
Paul is an artist and former magician, and Anthony is a sonographer. They also run their own YouTube channel on Narrowboat Living.
That's nice, thank you. I was doing magic shows quite regularly. I was doing about 4 or 5 shows a week, but that doesn't really fit in with this lifestyle of living on a narrowboat. But I much prefer doing this. Enjoy what I'm doing, which I feel like this is my calling.
Before steam-powered boats, narrowboats were used to transport goods along the UK's extensive waterways. Narrowboats played a key commercial role from the late 1700s to the First World War. Paul and Anthony started living on a narrowboat in 2020. So how much does it actually cost them?
A boat like this one cost around £200,000, but that's because it's a brand new boat, it's 60 feet long, and it's got skylights, and it's got a full-size oven, and it's electric propulsion. But you can pick up a really decent second-hand boat for about £50,000 or £60,000, and it's like a new house, isn't it? A lot of those snags have been ironed out, and we say to people, if you're looking to buy a boat, we definitely recommend second-hand. The cost can be cheaper. I guess it's the maintenance, because people say boat stands for bung on another £1,000, and it can be expensive to maintain a boat, can't it?
It's all about £100 a month.
Yeah.
Licence, probably just less than about £80 a month.
Yeah.
That's probably insurance.
Yeah.
We'd have to say about £8 per year, wouldn't we? About
£40 a month.
£40 a month.
So £220 a month. For us, it's all about the lifestyle. We didn't do it to save money at all. We did it for the adventure, didn't we?
Yeah, 100%.
And no regrets. Best thing we've ever done, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
Nowadays, there are around 35,000 narrowboats in the UK. Since the pandemic, the number of liveaboard boats has increased.
The icing on the cake, and something we never thought about, were the people that we would meet on our travels and the other boaters.
Hey, mate.
Hello, you.
Where you heading?
Paul and Anthony are classed as continuous cruisers, or CCs, which means that they move their boat every 2 weeks. This way, they avoid home mooring fees. And because of Anthony's job, they don't travel too far.
If you're considering a huge lifestyle change, definitely do your research. It wasn't something we did on a whim. We sort of planned, we put things in place to make it work for us. If you're doing something like this, then maybe hire a boat to make sure that actually it's for you, because it isn't for everybody.
Best thing we've ever done.
And ultimately, what isn't to love? Like, this scenery is just so beautiful.
Yeah, drive carefully.
Well done. See you soon. Love you.
Have a good week.
Will do.
Anthony's leaving for work for a couple of days.
Oh, thank God. We hope you've enjoyed this look around our narrowboat home. We love the lifestyle. If you've got any questions, just leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Bye.